Good morning. Principle number 1, which Andrew wants to know what it is you have to think a million. You can't get there without thinking you can get there. So last week we discussed principle number 1. There are 52 principles to wealth, and we'll be discussing them over the next 52 weeks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hell yeah. If you want to make $1 million, principle number 1 was you have to think a million. Principle number 2 is you have to choose a business that can earn $1 million. So what do we mean by that? Anybody here own a business? Business owners, hands up.
LLC.
Yeah, LLC. Self-employed people, hands up. W-2 employees, hands up.
I got all.
Believe it or not, every single one of you owns a business. You just happen to sell your business to somebody else if you're a W-2. Yes?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still have accounting you must practice. You still have to put money into a checking account. You still have bills to pay. If you don't earn enough from your W-2 and you spend more, you're a bad business. Does this make sense? Right? So you're a business regardless. Make sure you're in line with your goals. If you're like Mike Shine and myself, and you want to live in warm weather, have big boats, have big houses, have beautiful girls around you being very successful. He's got a lot of girls in his family. No. How many daughters do you have? 3? 3 daughters, 2 sons, right? So, beautiful. His sons are going to have beautiful girlfriends who are successful. His daughters are going to be beautiful and successful. And his sons are going to be handsome and successful, right? He wants to surround himself with a family that's like just absolutely abundant and happy and successful. And he wants them to come visit Dad, who's got the boats, the toys, the money to go on vacations. So he wants to build a life that he wants to live and bring his family with him. I happen to be the same selfish person. I want everything the world has to give, and I want you to have the same. Is that okay that that's the mission? Yeah. Excellent. So I do have one other secret, super selfish thing that I want to do is I want to make my city better than Boston, or at least comparable, right? So it's a mission that's going to take a long time, and there's going to be a lot of people who have to get their hands dirty to do it. There's going to be a lot of work, right? To build a city, there's 2 things you require. 1, you need jobs, and 2, you need transportation. It sounds simple, but jobs are different now. They're not the same as they were before, right? I just said how many W-2 employees in the room? There was 5. There was more business owners in this room than W-2 employees. How interesting is that compared to 40 years ago?
We'll get both.
What is it?
Self-employed.
You're not both. You're not both. You're a business owner. Don't ever lose track, because you can't make $1 million by working for somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on the W-2, right? You could, but the path is so thin and so hard and so narrow, and there's so many pitfalls that at any moment it can be taken away. Whereas as a business owner, it's really hard not to. It's that's what you're aiming towards anyway. If that's what you're aiming towards, it's really hard not to. But yes, Richard, absolutely. You could be both. Just don't brag about the one that doesn't pay you.
It's only temporary.
Exactly. It's only temporary. That's right. So you've got to want a lot. Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. It took you so long. She showed up late. Walked in like we were going to notice. She's like, hi, I'm here. Joe, you too, bro. Late? Come on, everybody took your front row seat. I'm used to seeing you up here. If I fall off track, who's going to take care of me? Who's going to get me back on track? Still you.
Either watch you on Facebook Live.
Actually, I didn't see him on Facebook Live. I see Chris, my boy Chris, and Darina. How are you guys? So, actually, Chris is a huge real estate investor out in North Carolina, and Darina is killing it in Worcester. I think she's at 18 units. I believe Chris is at 40 units. But Chris doesn't mess with normal stuff. Chris messes with $400,000 houses, typically 2 families. It's a totally different market than what we play with out here. Josh, what's up, man? You get me anything? You got me any deals this week?
Working on it.
Working on it.
Missed out. You still owe me a number right now.
What do you want? Fall over property?
No.
Then I'm not giving you a number.
For the developer. You said you can give me,
who was it?
Kay's number, Kino's
Katie.
number.
Okino?
Yes.
There's Carly and Okino. Is it Providence or is it Taunton?
Providence.
That's Carly Cato. So text me, ask for Carly Cato, and I'll hook you up. Carly, I'm sending you business. Do it again, Josh.
All right, we'll do.
Look, Everybody has texted me at some point,
Yeah.
except for Paul. We're still new friends. All right. I always respond back. So if I missed 1 out of 400 in the week, I'm sorry, Josh.
Hey, Oscar, I know you
Round
still
2,
love
I
me.
got you. Round 2,
Alright,
promise. But if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, I'm either dead or I missed your text. Send it back. Yep. Or like Josh, you have the option to hit me up on Messenger too.
Or be face to face and let you know.
Or face to face. Every week you have an opportunity to come here and spit at me. So, yes. So, wow, look, you guys are all there. Excellent. And it's only 8 minutes late. So I'll go into the same principle that my coach talks about all the time, right? Paul Fink, he says it.
You can't talk about it if you don't do it.
Yeah, I can. I'm a hypocrite. I don't have to learn what you guys have to learn.
I've been here at 10 and you've shown up at 10:10.
That's right.
Andrew and Amy fixing the room up.
That's right. So I have an army ahead of me on
They
time
make up for that.
Yeah.
to cover for my being a little bit late.
Walter,
He was
you
here
ain't
early.
mentioned
Thank you.
Early today.
Who
We'll give you
who
some
was
credit.
first at the door
We'll
today?
give you some
That's
credit.
right.
Nothing wrong with
We
that.
were
Alright,
here
I did
last
see Mario
night
here.
setting up the place.
I did get your text. You're right.
Coming up before me.
All right.
We were here yesterday.
So give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. Because you do get extra points for showing up early, but just showing up is what matters. Right? I don't care what anybody says. Waking up early will not make you rich. Doreena's still in Texas, living the dream. Yeah, of course she is. Real estate will give you options. Right? She's in Texas riding horses right now.
That's good she bought a boot.
Good morning.
That's good she bought a hat.
Did she buy a hat for what?
Yeah, the cowboy hat. She was looking at.
Oh, Doreen, did you buy that cowboy hat? Mario wants to know. He's asking.
Cowboy hat?
Good morning, Helen. All right. Anyway, we got to move into these principles. So, ladies and gentlemen who are showing up late, we see you. We all see you. Please grab a chair quietly and get yourselves situated as quickly as you can. Mike, let's build a row on this side. This way we're not blocking that door so other people are coming through. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Amy. Thank you, guys. Yeah, right there's fine. Absolutely. Just don't block that aisle if somebody wants to come back up it. Very good. Excellent. So principle 2. It has to be a business that can make $1 million. Think right now and think how long at your current rate of income, current rate of return, how long will it take you to make $1 million? And if you're like Dowdy, who is 17 years old, may not have a job right now, just add like $40,000 because that's where everybody else basically is if I averaged it out. Does that make sense? Okay. So was that a fair assessment, my friends? There are some in here who make 120. There are some in here who make 30, right? And it happens to know the 80-20 rule means that most you are falling in between that 40 to 50 range. Yes? It also helps to know the economics of the country. And that here in Fall River, the average income is $34,000, right? Whereas in Boston, it's $55,000. It just helps to know that the average out there is not going to get you rich. Does that make sense? Right? So if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you got to be like everybody else, which is broke. Yes? We've seen it. We know people who stayed at the top part. Who has my book? Who's read the book Broke to a $250,000? Hands up. Read it or listened to it on audio? Yes? Yes? Very good. Thank you, guys. Did it help you? Did you learn something from the book? Did you get at least a little perception of what it takes?
Yeah.
Yes. Very cool. So broke people are looking at their 30, 40, 50, some are making 100. I don't care if you're making 100. It still takes you 10 years to make $1 million. And your net worth is still zero, right? Unless you've saved something and unless you've invested in something, right? So it's not just about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. But you gotta earn more to get more. And if you don't increase income, if you're not in a business that can increase income, you're in the wrong business. When I started on this path, I was an accountant, right? I was working for a financial company. And actually, I was working for an IT company in the finance department. And I remember thinking one day, because we live in a world of spreadsheets. And if you want to be a successful business owner and a successful investor, you're going to live in a world of spreadsheets because calculators are too slow. With a spreadsheet, it's a principle-based product that you can build for yourself. As you install new programs, as you install new formulas that you need to have, it expands with you and your company. So you'll have spreadsheets that get huge, right? And if you're not good at Excel right now, don't worry about it. You can get good at Excel. Rich people had to learn it too. Does that make sense? Just a couple of principles you have to learn, and you'll be able to get through it. 52 weeks of training. 52 weeks of training will get you $1 million if you show up, if you watch each video, and if you actually apply yourself to the principles. 52 weeks of training will do absolutely nothing for you if you don't watch it, don't show up, and don't do anything. Does that make sense? I happen to know the odds are 80-20 again in success. I happen to know the odds go even deeper down to 96-4, and that they go even further down to 1%. 1% of you will absolutely hit the income level that I'm at. Guaranteed. I know that in this room, 1% will hit the income level I'm at. I know that 4% will hit the income level I was at 2 years ago. And I know that 20% will hit the income level that I was at in my second year of business. I was making $100,000 and my net worth was about $250,000. That's okay. The other 80%, I don't think they showed up today. Does that make sense? The 80% that could have, would have, maybe next year, they're not here in the room. So give yourselves a round of applause for being those guys. Right? I'm a trained speaker. I was taught that in order to get everybody on board, you have to talk about them in the beginning and build rapport. This is sales. I have to sell you on a principle. I have to sell you on the concept of yourself, on how to be successful, on how to get that extra million, right? If you're already a millionaire, you're awesome. I'm glad to have you in the room. If you're not a millionaire, then don't ever say that again. You're a millionaire in the making. We agree? If you read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, he has a saying. It says, take your finger, point it to your head, and say, I have a millionaire mind. So we're going to do that in a second. You guys ready? Take your finger up, point it at your head, and say, I have a millionaire mind.
I have a millionaire mind.
Yes, you do. Very good. Round of applause, guys. Point to the person beside you and say, you have a millionaire mind. Point to the person on the other side of you and say, you have a millionaire mind. Pat yourself on the back and say, yes, I do. Very good. There's chairs on the top there. There's a seat right here. Perfect. Come on in. So, we understand that it's all about mindset. We understand that there are a lot of people who will never, ever, 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 ever be successful. But we also understand that there are a ton of people who have the ability to be more successful. The 1% are built for a reason. The 4% are built for a reason. I'm here for everybody. Because this room is the people I want to build with. You are the people that I want to see millionaires because I like to hang out with people. Problem is, as you get richer, people start having weirder conversations. The richer you get, the weirder their conversation seems, right? It gets very strange. Oh, well, my boss said this. What's a boss? I haven't had one in 5 years, since 2013. It's been longer than that, right? I don't know what a boss is like. 7 years. What, is it 2020 now?
Yeah.
I gotta change the whole script here. I don't know what that is. I don't want you to know I don't want you to remember what a boss is like. Right? Down, I don't even want you to know. You don't deserve that. Right? He's 17 years old. Give him a round of applause for being in the room. Good stuff. I wish I started at 17. You'd be talking to a billionaire right now. You really would. So, to make $1 million, you have to first be in the right business. You have to think $1 million and be in the right business that makes $1 million. So you're going to ask yourself, the business I'm in right now, can $1 million be made? Can $1 million be made in the business you're in right now? Whether it's your W-2, whether it's your 1099, whether it's your investments, whatever you're doing right now, can $1 million be made in it? If you can make $1 million, and this is how you know, other people are. If other people are making $1 million in it, you can make $1 million in it. If other people are not making $1 million in it, and you can't find it, you're using Google and you cannot find somebody making $1 million in your business, then change your business. Don't think you're gonna beat the system. We're not trying to create anything new. We're doing something that already works in a new way. with you, with your special sauce, you being your own competition. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're grasping this. So, how do we know if it makes $1 million? Well, we look at it. We say, is it okay if any agents, real estate agents in the room? Yes. Real estate investors in the room? More. Okay. Outside entrepreneurs, people who sell stuff, salespeople. Yes? What is your business?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. You sell things, just so you know.
Yeah, I wrote
Oh, okay. It just went down quick when I said it, so I wanted to, okay, confirm. Very good. So you think about it. I'm going to go sales. Every single one of you was in sales, right? Was there anybody I missed when I was going through that? And Dowden, you're in sales, just so you know. Got you. So in sales, you can sell a product, you can sell a service, right? You sell lead generation. You sell a certain amount of leads, you make a certain amount of money. What is your number to make $1 million in a year?
Depends on how much I charge for my service per month.
Well, what do you charge for your service per month?
Ideally, let's say 1,500, 2,500.
Do you guys see the math? It depends on how much.
60 clients per year.
60 clients per year at 6,500.
I'd say 15 to 2,500.
15 to 2,500. That makes a big difference, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
At 2,500.
At 2,500, 30 clients.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's very important because once he knows, he's not going to fuck with $1,500 clients, right? You're not going to touch $500 clients unless they're a lead gen source themselves.
Right.
In which case, yeah, we do work with the free and the cheap in order to get more referrals and more leads. But you see the math he just did. First, he had to have a product, have a dollar amount on the product, and then scale to how many connections do I need to make. That's the math to make $1 million. Making $1 million is a fool's game. It doesn't make sense to do it. I'll tell you how I know. Because I've made $1 million in 2 years. I made $500,000 1 year, $500,000 next year. And the government slapped me with this awesome tax bill. And a lot of gurus will tell you, you want to pay taxes. You want to pay taxes because taxes mean you earned money. Me and Mike disagree. Taxes mean you pulled money out of the system. And the system doesn't pay you for that. The system taxes you for pulling money out. You want to keep your money rolling. You want to keep your money going. You want your net worth to go up. So it's a humble game you must play in order to become rich, in order to have $1 million net worth. So the secret is have a vehicle you can make worth $1 million. So in order to make your business worth $1 million, you don't have to earn $1 million. You could earn $300,000. And as long as you have systems and you're not involved, as long as you have systems in place, and the business is operating 100% without you, you have a business worth $1 million. If you are a cog in the wheel, you can't sell that shit, right? Because when you sell, the cog is displaced. So the only way to sell your business is replace yourself in the business. So there's 3 steps. First, you learn it, because if you're not in the right business, you got to get in the right business. And then you do it, because if you don't do it, you won't understand it, and you're not going to make any money. And then you train somebody else on how to do it. And once you've done that step, step number 4 is where everybody chokes, then you sell it. Every business is built to be sold. They're not built to be kept. The richest people on the planet sold their businesses. The richest people on the planet. Name some. Give me billionaires.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Shark Tank.
Is it?
I'm doing some Shark Tank.
Doing some shit.
Yeah.
Give me names, gentlemen.
Jeff
Jeff Bezos.
Dan Pena.
Damon John.
I don't know, but yes, Damon John. There's one. I like him.
Mark
Very
Cuban.
good. Mark Cuban. Yes. You know how they got rich? They went public with their companies. They sold their companies to other people. Exploded. Just absolutely exploded. Their worth went crazy. Now, yeah, Warren Buffett owns a lot of Berkshire Hathaway, but so does everybody else, right? Everybody else owns more than he owns. Mike Shine owns some. His father owns some. So there's a principle. There's a principle in the universe. It's called currency for a reason. Money keeps moving. If you keep it moving, you get more of it. If you let it stop, if you let it stagnate, it stays still and it dies. It evaporates. It finds a way out. Money will move whether you do it or you don't. Money's moving. There's a saying that money doesn't sleep, right? You've heard it.
Correct.
And Grant Cardone says, money doesn't sleep, but money can get bored. And when it gets bored, it finds ways to slip away. It finds ways to disappear. So your job is to always have something ahead of time to roll that money into. Always have something to roll it and keep it moving. So picking the business is all about making one decision. I'm going to get in this business that makes $1 million, and I'm going to do nothing else. Full focus, nothing else. Who here knows somebody selling something that's a pyramid or multi-level marketing, something along those lines? Yes. Who's currently one of them? You will get hit every single week. The bigger you become, the more successful you become, the more opportunities are going to be thrown at you. The more opportunities for other businesses are going to be thrown at you. Unless you've made $1 million in your business, you've got $1 million business, you have not earned the right to make more from some other path. Does this make sense? Is it weird? Sounds weird. It's like, well, if that's an opportunity that would make more money, why don't I jump into that? Because it will distract you from your purpose. It will distract you from what's going to make you the real million, right?
Shiny object.
The shiny object syndrome. Warren Buffett says, say no, right? Say no to more. He's got a principle, since we're on this topic of Warren, he's got a principle. He says, write down the 25 things you want in life. The 25 things that you want in life. And just write these instructions down if you haven't done it before. Write down the top 25 things that you must experience in your life to be a satisfied human being. And then wipe out the bottom 20 and forget them. Just stick to the top 5 things that you must do in your life, and you'll be a happy human being. And just be okay with the fact that you're never going to do the other 20. That make sense? Write the instructions down, do the task. And you'll find that your life gets so much easier. Wealth just comes to you so much faster. Because now you're doing the things you belong doing. You're focused on the one thing that you belong doing. You guys got those instructions written down?
Yes.
Yes? It's going to be a theme, Mike. It's going to be a theme.
It's always a thing.
It is.
You say it every week.
Yep.
You say, what's the one thing? Say the...
So we've got a book. We got a book that we're going to have Mike tell us a little bit about in a little bit. And every single week of the 52 weeks, there is another 52-week challenge. If you've read my book already, then you know about the 52-week challenge. You read 52 books a year. Mm-hmm. It gives you an unfair advantage over the other people who are reading one book a year. And a lot of them aren't even finishing that book. So it gives you an extreme advantage if you're getting through 52 books a year, one book a week. Just something that's going to grow your business, grow your mind, self-development, personal development. It could be spiritual, it could be money-based, it could be specific in your business. I have a buddy, Carlos Bello, who runs Turtle Trading, and he talks about options trading all the time. And we were asking him last week, hey, because after this, we all network, we talk, we have little mastermind sessions. And I asked, somebody asked Carlos, what books would you suggest if you want to get into stock trading? And he was like, well, there's only one book. Mike, do you remember what the book was? What is it?
Because I've read it.
Joe.
Trading in the Zone.
Trading in the Zone. One book that he would suggest and he's read. Every other book is mindset. Every other book is how to stay focused, how to do the right things, moving yourself in the right direction, hanging around the right people. It's all the other the 52 concepts of success, right? So every week, we're going to present a book. And you can join us in the challenge, or you could not. But I guarantee you, if you don't, results will vary. Right? My coach Paul Fink says it all the time. He says, look, you can do exactly what I'm telling you and become successful. Or you can take a little bit here and a little bit there, and results will vary. That's your choice. Right? It's like cooking, right? You could put all the ingredients in, follow the instructions, and it will come out the right way every time. Consistent. Follow the process, trust the process, and it'll work every single time. But if you decide to throw something in, well, you don't have an ingredient, it could be different. Yes? Different is not good when you're trying to get rich. You want to be different in your marketplace. You want to be different from the poor people who are becoming rich because you're going to teach them how. But being different in the class of millionaires, you don't want to be different. You want to be exactly like them. You want to do exactly what works, follow the process, and do not deviate. So you're gonna pick a business. Today you're gonna pick a business, yes?
Yeah. I already have.
Very good. And you've done the math that this business can make $1 million, yes?
Yes.
So today you're gonna commit to that business. All other businesses are a distraction. If your business card, if in your wallet you have 2 business cards, burn one. It's done. Right? You've been that guy, huh?
We all have done.
Of course. If you have two loves, you will lose both. Right? You can't have 2 loves. A mind cannot be divided. Right? A house divided fails. You have to focus on one thing. And your whole family has to focus on one thing. Once you make a commitment to do something, all your friends, all your family, they support you in that one thing. You have to be very clear. It's in real estate investing. Where real estate investors at? A bunch of you in the room. Love you guys. So real estate investing, you pick one city, you pick one niche, and you dive deep and you go hard. And that's it. Until rich, until successful. Then do whatever you want. Once you've made $1 million, and in real estate, I'll be honest, $1 million doesn't feel like that much, right? I run a $4 million business, and at $4 million, I'm like, yeah, we could do more, right? And to be a $1 billion business, I can't stay at 4. It's impossible. They won't get there for me just by operating the way I did at a $4 million business. We've got to operate differently. To get to your $1 million, we're giving you 5 years, but you can do it faster. You can do it faster. The reason I'm teaching you 5 years is because that's what I took. And I didn't have a mentor who was teaching me the way until 3 years in. I could have done it in 3 years. I could have done it in 2 years. I could have done it in 1 year. I just tend to learn a little slower than everybody else. Is that okay?
Same.
Hey, if you're the same, then it's going to take you 5 years. I know when I started, and I made the commitment, I would not leave real estate until I'd made $1 million. When I started, it was 7 years ago. It was 7 years ago, and I said, because I read a book, and the book said it takes 7 years to master something. It takes 10,000 hours to master something. I believe the book was Outliers, which is not the book of the week. It may be. And that book said you have to either pound on something for 10,000 hours to become the best, which kind of averages out to around 7 years. And it talks about Paul McCarthy and how he was always on stage 8 hours a day, every day. So he pounded it in 3 years, right? Well, I said, I'm going to dedicate 7 years of my life to becoming a millionaire. 5 years later, I was. 3 years is what it took to retire. Oh, it was like 2 years, right? From 28 to 30, it took me 2 years to retire. But it wasn't until I was 32 that I hit $1 million net worth. And at 33, I doubled it. And at 34, I doubled it again. Well, I'm not 34 yet, but trust me. Trust me. I'm on my way. I already know. Speaking into the universe, right? Yes?
Yes.
So you've got to know that you're going to become a millionaire. You've got to know that you're sticking to this business, whatever business you've made that decision. Is anybody still on the fence? So it's okay if you are. You know what your business is. You know somebody else has made $1 million in this business. Have they done it locally?
No.
Have they not done it locally?
Yes.
What's the business?
Video game lounge.
What is it?
Video game lounge.
You mind just lose that loud back.
No, I'm sorry.
What is this, Ron?
Video game lounge.
Video game lounge.
Yeah, I'll go.
There is one in Taunton. There's one in Lakeville. Battlegrounds.
No, it's not the same.
Not the same.
No, Battlegrounds is more like paintball and airsoft.
Yep.
Yeah, video game is more like online gaming.
Yep.
Like you've heard of Fortnite.
Uh-huh.
You've heard of like League of Legends, maybe. Those type of things.
Bro, I'm
They
33,
target-
man. I've heard. Yes. We're the same age, Rob. Yes.
Right now, I'm just everybody has their
Yep.
own interests.
Hey, you can play video games and be rich. It's okay. Don't let anybody fool you.
Right. So I want to structure my business around it. They have a lot of them in like Asia, and they're very, very, very successful. And I think that bringing one down here, especially with the way that it's blowing up in the United States, is going to be great.
East
One's
Coast
going
is
in
ridiculous.
Foxborough.
Huh?
There's one that's going in Foxborough.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
All right. So Joel, let me give you the tip. Let me give you the advice to do it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Be willing to go broke to do it. Be willing to lose absolutely everything to make this work.
I'm already there.
You make that commitment? It gets darker, my friend. Like, you're traveling down a path nobody else has done.
Right.
So just know it will be a little more work for you because you won't have the mentors locally. You'll have to go somewhere else to find them.
Right.
So that's your path will just include more travel, which could be more fun, right? It's just going to be different. So just understand though, you can't do it by yourself. If you do, you'll fail, or you'll take longer.
Right.
And fuck that. Right? You're too young. You got too much life ahead of you to not retire earlier.
Right.
So don't fall down the path of, well, I don't have anybody around me, so I'm just going to try to figure it out on my own. If you try to figure it out on your own, you will remain broke until you decide to pay somebody or ask somebody to teach you how to do it. Broke people don't ask for help. Rich people seek out mentors, seek out coaches, seek out trainers, seek out friends who are richer, and they ask as many questions as they possibly can until rich. Does that make sense?
Right.
So that's your mission, and you can do it. If somebody else has done it, you can do it. And the secret may be, it won't be one spot. You may have to cover this country in your business.
Right.
And that's just what you have to commit to.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm going to Japan in April.
There you go. Very good. Give him a round of applause. Good stuff, John. I like it. So, everybody in the room has picked a business. Everybody in the room has proven that the business can make $1 million. Your job is to do the math. Do the math. How much is it going to take in order to hit that $1 million? No, write down these two figures. One, what does the product that I sell cost me to create? Two, what is the cost of the product to my client? Three, how much do I have to pay somebody to create that product for my client? Whether it's selling for you, because the goal is to remove yourself from this business.
Can you repeat that again?
Ah, yes. So one, how much is my product going to cost me to create? How much do I sell it for? And how much does it cost to have somebody else sell it for me? Real overhead, like true stuff, right? Write those three questions down. You're going to have to answer that one section because that's the rest of the formula, and then you divide from 1 million. It's complicated shit, right? Go ahead.
So in other words, if I buy 26 units and average 50,000 per unit, that gives me 1.3 million, and then I put it into these three questions and reverse it.
You talking about property? So
Yeah.
take out 10% for management. Actually, take out 15% for management.
Got it.
Yep.
That's why I want 1.3, because I'll take the 300,000.
Right.
Expenses.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Well, expenses, 50% rule,
Right.
and then remember leverage. Whatever your debt load is, can take money out too.
Right.
So yes, if you have the, because units is a tricky game. Units is irrelevant. It's relative, right? And we talk about it all the time. 'Cause Mike wanted 50, I wanted 50, so it's relative. You could make $1 million on 3 units,
Right.
right? So it's really just about doing it the right way.
I'm
With
looking at
no
the 50.
debt on those buildings,
Yeah.
because we're just looking at $1 million net worth. You know,
Right.
what the numbers you just threw at us would be cash flow of $1 million, which is
Different.
that's a lot. That's a huge net worth. Cash flow of $1 million, your net worth is probably closer to 20 million, right? Probably 15, 20 million, depending on your debt load again, how much debt you've had to take to get there. And over time, the longer you hold it, the lower the debt load goes. You do some refinances, they can get better. Or you can sell a few and pay a few off. There's a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ways to get there. So great question. Yes. That answer the question?
Yeah.
All right. So in real estate, we leverage. We leverage other people's money. We pay somebody else a note and a mortgage, and so we build our businesses relatively quick, right? To build $1 million business, you just have to have $1 million worth of real estate. It's not technically your net worth. You could really do that and have a debt behind of the same amount That's not net worth, right? You've just created $1 million business. So my business is a $4.5 million business with a debt load of $1.8 million. So that 1.8 takes away from the net worth. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. We're getting this. This is simple stuff. It's not complex math, right? Getting rich is simple. It's not easy. What do you got, Mike?
So, you said focus on the one thing, but I have my business, but then I also have my real estate. So how do you?
Right.
And you've said don't quit your job.
Mm-mm.
No, because that's the cash cow.
That's the cash.
Again, so when we're doing this calculation, what are we?
Yes. So this is your business, right? So you're looking at your business. You have 2 businesses, and it's okay to have 2 businesses because you're already a millionaire, right? So I don't want anybody to get confused with where Mike is and where I am in this. I have 7 businesses, so I'm past where you are. Does that make sense? Mike is past where you are. So we're now having a conversation about what do I do after? Well, you build another $1 million business,
Gotcha.
right? So this game never ends, right? And he'll be building $10 million businesses once he's figured out how to build one. Then he'll do it on the next one. Then he'll do it on the next one. And he'll continue to grow multi-million-dollar businesses. Was that a cool question? Give Mike a round of applause. Thank you, Mike. Good.
Question, if you have your location statewide and so
Yes.
forth, and you've done that, and you get people to help do it for you, can you then change a different location, like state of Connecticut instead of Rhode Island, and duplicate the same thing, start again?
Only once you've made $1 million.
Yeah, in Rhode Island, if they do that,
Yeah.
then look at Connecticut as a neighboring area where
course.
close by to
But
it.
don't do it yet.
No, I'm just thinking vision.
Good. Yes. There's a time and a place to think vision. There's a time and a place to do. And don't confuse the two. Right? So this is a time to do vision. And that's exactly the right way to be thinking. You can make $1 million by staying locally in one little area. Absolutely. There's a fast path to do it. Just buy real estate. Right? Like, there's a super fast, simple process to do it. Just buy a bunch of real estate. Right? Now, in your business, some businesses are more, they got to expand a little faster. Right? You do a lot of digital marketing. Right? That's all that makes sense right now. So you do a lot of digital marketing. So you could scale your business anywhere, but meeting face to face will always expand you faster. Being in a room like this is way easier to sell than going online and building online relationships. By ease, it depends on your skill set, right? If you're a computer nerd, what's your name again?
David.
David, if you're a computer nerd like David and love being behind the screen, then maybe you could scale that and spend more money on that avenue, right? Because that's your business. That's what you're good at. So, but for a lot of the people in the room, oh, he's a C. Yeah, he's a C. He's a DC, right? Look at he's dressed, right? Stand up, David. Sorry. So David is wearing all black, right? He's got a cool vibe going. Yes, very good. He's a business owner. He's sharp. He's in the back in the corner, paying attention to everybody, seeing what's going on. He's evaluating the room. He sees every single one of you as a client, and he's looking for the opportunity to build relationships with you. David, fair to say? Yes. I get you. We're the same. A D runs a business to make money. That's why we're in it. We're not in it for anything else other than to make money. Right, David? That's right. Now, we may say we're here to help people. And we are, because we found that helping people makes money. Is that fair to say? Yes. But understand, we operate money first, and then, well, I guess I get to help people. Cool. Whereas some people come into the business, and we're taught that you're supposed to, if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, come into the business and I just want to help people. Well, just helping people does not mean money, right? There has to be a connection to both. You got to marry it together, because if you just help people, that's called charity, right? In me doing this event right now, I say it all the time. I'm like, look, it's giving back. It's like charity for me. I come out, I do this, and everybody wins, right?
When you add value, you're giving no matter what you do.
That's exactly right. Give David a round of applause. It's good stuff. Wow, okay, threw me off here.
Sorry.
Whose fault was that? Was that Mike again?
I
Mike.
saw the D, put the chart.
The chart's up. So, to answer Mike's question, $1 million at a time. Once you've made $1 million, you can jump into another business. But Mike, you'll probably experience it if you're trying to build your attorney business, your law firm, or you're trying to build your real estate business. They pull back and forth. You can only build one at a time. Whenever you're working on one, the other one is on autopilot. And that's how it works. So that's all he's not running two at the same time. He's running one on auto, he's not building two at the same time. He is running two. He's not building two at the same time. He's building one and autopiloting the other one. You've seen the guy spinning the plates? All right, you spin a plate. The only one getting energy is that particular plate. The other ones start wobbling if he's away for too long. So the only way that you can have a bunch of businesses running all at the same time is you get a bunch of other people spinning your plates for you. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So Mike, property manager and office manager. And then Mike Shine builds business number 3. Right?
Right. Carlos.
Exactly.
4X.
So Carlos, 4X.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the process. Do not deviate from it. Don't think you're behind. Don't think you're better than the system. You can't beat the system. The rules, write this down. The rules are the rules because they are the rules. I heard that from a billionaire. He was on stage, he was talking to us, and he was doing his charity, he was giving back. And he was like, the rules are the rules because they are the rules. His whole speech, if I walked away with one thing from him, it was that. I walked away with a lot. But that was, he was walking around with a $350,000 watch on. It's a house on his wrist, right? He literally on his wrist had a house of diamonds, like spinning, right? It was like the universe on his wrist. I don't know. $350,000 sitting on his wrist, and he's walking around. And this is his whole speech. The rules are the rules because they are the rules. Deviate, and results will vary. Do not leave the business that you're in until you've made $1 million in it, until you've built it to be $1 million business. Do not aim for income solely, aim for net worth. You cannot sell something that just made $1 million last year but didn't make $1 million the year before. You can't sell something that made $1 million and spent $1 million, right? Because that means you don't have a business, you have a problem. Yeah? You have a very big problem. Garbage in, garbage out. If you don't build your business the right way and you scale it, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Personal experience. Done it before. Yeah. Market hit me the wrong way. Market hit me and I was spending $15,000 a month going nowhere. I had overhead. I had $15,000 a month just bleeding out. And it took me 5 months to recorrect. Do the math on $15,000 for 5 months. Very painful experience. Don't do what I did. Don't scale garbage. Build your product. Make it good. Make it amazing. Then scale it. Because it will be that at a larger scale. Just like you. Work on you as you get richer because money doesn't change you. It only magnifies you. If you're already who you are, you will be bigger in that manner. If you're a good person, you're just going to be a better person. You've seen millionaires who are not so nice, right? Man, they're a dick. They were nice when they were poor. They got rich, they became a dick. No, they were always a dick. They always sucked. They just don't care to hide it anymore. They've made enough money where they're like, nah, I don't actually like I'm saying this to your face. And that's how you feel, right? Just be a decent human being. That's my one request. Be a decent human being because the richer you get, the more of that you become. You have more leverage. You can affect people's lives more as you go through their day.
Positive or negative. Yeah.
Absolutely. So just work on you as we're doing this. Understand if you're not making money, it's because you're doing something wrong. If you're not doing the right things because you don't know what the right things are. Fair to say?
Yeah.
So if you're not making money, there's just a little piece of knowledge that you're missing. It's probably not big. The stuff that's made you rich has not been huge pieces of data. It's been small little concepts, small little principles. Just little things you just tweak a little bit. You just run that lever across one little principle. Right?
So true.
It's so true. Mike knows. So we've picked your business, you've picked your location to run your business in, you've picked the model, you know the numbers now, you've done the math. There are different ways to do the math. You sold one product. As you go through and you're building your business, you may find that you have a product that's more valuable. So take the moment now to think of a product that's in your line of business that is more valuable than the product you put down first. Can you think of it? Is there a product that's more valuable? Yes. But maybe you're not that great at selling that product yet, that's why you didn't write it down first. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Get better at that product. Write that down. Write that one down. If you have a product, and that was the first product, second product's going to make you more money. Right? When I got into this, can I tell a story of how this principle works? When I became a real estate agent, I got into the business in sales. I used to think I just sell $250,000 houses. I'll sell anything. That was my mission. I'd sell everything. Not discriminate. And sure, I'll take that $40,000 listing. Why not? I took 2 of them. Right?
Trailer.
Yeah, I did a trailer. And I was just hustling everybody, right? In my first year, I did 8 transactions. I made $17,000. Woo! Give me a round of applause. Millionaire.
In the making.
That sucked.
In the making.
What is it?
Millionaire in the making.
Millionaire in the making. That's right. I was a millionaire in the making. Now billionaire in the making. That's right. Put that into the universe. So the plan is to make 100 millionaires because I know if I put 100 millionaires on the planet, I have to become a billionaire. I can't hang out with 100 of you and not become a billionaire. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right.
It's like law. It's just how the universe works. You guys will build businesses together. If you're making it, I'm making it. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So now you know I'm a very selfish person. I just want to help a lot of people. It's terrible. I know.
I can't wait to see you become a millionaire.
Right? See? That's the reason. Because if I'm a billionaire, you're rich.
Right.
That makes sense? It's teamwork. So, whoa, I fell off.
70,000.
Oh, Josh, I appreciate you.
Keep you on track.
Thank you. Next year, I set a different goal. Right? Because my goal in year 1 was just make money. If that's your goal, I just got to get by, I just got to make money, you'll do it. You'll do it. Second year, I set a goal of 100,000. I set it in real estate. I said I'm going to make 100,000 in real estate and I'll leave until I've done it. And I was not a salesperson. I was an accountant. Just so we're clear. Did not have sales skills. I had to build sales skills.
But you have personality.
Did not have personality. I had to build that. Rich, trust me. 7 years ago is not 7 years Walter today. This guy is not who I was.
He's a dick now.
Very different person here.
Got some photos?
There are photos, yes. Embarrassing. That's why, like, the picture of me broke was not cute. I'm just saying it was sad. Right?
That's why there's not a picture of you on there.
That's why there's not a picture on the cover. It would scare people.
Did you have hair?
I had hair, yeah. I'd rather be bald and rich than hair and broke. Not that there's any correlation. But just saying, look at Bezos, right?
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan, see?
What's going on here?
It's a theme. My grandfather always said, Josh, hold me track, right? My grandfather always said, the busy street can't grow grass. So if you're always thinking, right? That's why I must be thinking a lot. I got a lot on my mind.
I'm going to use that one.
Right? So, second year, I set a goal of 100,000. I said, I'll make 100,000. I'm not leaving this business. I'm going to do it in this business, whatever it takes. Marshall, where are you going? You can't leave.
Shall we?
Showing? You making money?
Oh, yeah.
You helping somebody else make money?
Yeah.
All right, give her a round of applause. Go help somebody get rich. I'm okay with that.
Money time.
That's right. Lloyd, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Dave. All right, so in year number 2, I set the goal to make $100,000. When I say I set the goal, I don't know if that door will close. When I say I set the goal, like I don't mean like a little goal, like, oh, I'll do it. Like if it happens, I'll do it. Like whatever. It was like I will die. In your soul, like burning, like you will die if it doesn't happen.
All in.
All in. Like burn the boats. Like we were talking about video games. Like I was like, box gone, done. TV unplugged, like didn't exist. Did nothing. Nothing. My whole house got to be a focused machine of growth. Whiteboards on the walls, yes. Dual monitors, of course. Whatever it took. Like it was build a functional space where all I did was hunt. All I did was seek out knowledge, seek out mentors, seek out coaches, seek out other people who were doing what I wanted to do, and seek out clients. Once I figured out from them what a real client looked like, dude, I was on the hunt. Yeah. I didn't stop. And I made $100,000 by August that year. In fact, I made most of my money in 3 months. It was June, July, August, and I made $15,000, then $22,000, then $24,000. I made almost 60 grand in 4 months. I made more than I used to make an entire year in 2 months. So I was a $40,000 person. I was a little under 40, just like everybody else. Thank God I didn't start from riches, right? Because that means you can start from where I started, right? Some of you are starting at a better position, right? Good. Unfair advantages. That's what we look for in business. We want to have an unfair advantage. We want to be, there's something different about you that nobody else has. You just got to find it. Whatever your unfair advantage, your little spark is. So it wasn't until you set that commitment of, I'm not leaving this business until I've made $1 million. You got to know it's $1 million business, and you got to commit to not leaving it, and you got to stay in it, and you just gotta want it so freaking bad. Like, be willing to like just die for it. Now, don't do something that would make you die for it, right? Like, obviously eat healthy, obviously work out, get your sleep, make sure that you're not like buckle your seatbelt when you're driving. The little things, like just do what you've been doing, except commit to your greatness. Commit to making that $1 million. And commit to it in 2 years. Commit to it in 2 years. And you'll have to think a lot harder than you would if you committed to the full 5. Now here's the deal. We're going to build a plan for the 5. We're going to say that you're making 40. We're going to push you to make 100,000 next year. We're going to take you from 100,000. We're going to push you to make 200,000 or $250,000. And then we're going to push you from making $250,000 to $500,000, and from $500,000 to $1 million. It's a 5-year plan. It's not complex. It's not sexy. It literally takes 5 years. If you just do that. If you just coast and double your net worth over the next 5 years, you'll be a millionaire. Sound simple?
Yeah.
It's not easy. But it is simple. The process is super simple. Do one thing every year. One thing every year. Commit to this business to double your net worth. That's it. That is all I have done. It is all I have done. And it has done for me what I'm telling you it will do for you. Do you know how I know I'll be a billionaire in 12 years? Anybody have a guess how I know?
You done the math.
You did the math. I went from $1 billion and I cut it in half 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 26 times. And after cutting it in half 26 years, you get down to $26. If you can't start at $26, well, don't worry. You're not in this room anyway. If you can't start at $26, I don't know what to tell you. Right? Go get $26. Add an extra year. Get the 13. Right? Get the 7.5. Whatever you have to do. Add a couple years on. That's fine. But if you want to make $1 million, and you can start with 40,000, you can start with 20,000, you can start with 10,000. Who cares? Wherever you're at, double it, and just keep doubling it until successful. That is the recipe. Do not leave your industry. Do not leave your business. Do not leave your line of work, because it takes something called lead time. You familiar with lead time? Lead time is that experience you have when. Is it okay if I explain what it is? It's fun. It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So lead time is that experience you have when you're going from something you're very good at to something you've never done before. So if I asked the shyest person in the room to come up here and speak about their business for an hour, can you see where there would be some hesitation? Right?
Yeah.
There would be some hesitation there. That is a form of lead time, the fear behind it. The fact there's no skill behind it. The sales from stage is different from sales one-on-one. There's a whole different avenue that I have to journey and travel through than you would in a one-on-one situation. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I have to build rapport with each one of you, and that takes a certain skill to be able to do that with me. You guys get this? So there's the fear, there's the skill, and then there's the money. There's the time. There's time and money I transfer back and forth. I can either pay you to do it, or I can go do it myself. So you've got those three factors. Time and money are switchable, rotatable. You've got those three factors. That's lead time. And for some people, the further from consistency it is, the bigger the lead time. So if you've never done it before, the lead time's bigger, right? Even with spending money to find somebody to do something, if you've never hired that person before, the lead time is huge, right? Right, Mel? Somebody who's hired people before, you can hire wrong, and it burns money. And then you gotta go find somebody until you get good at hiring people. So there's no getting around this. The rules are the rules because they are the rules. This making sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. Where was I, Josh?
I was too busy focusing on what you were
17,000.
talking about.
Man, I got you in the
I
hypnotic
got
trance.
the lead time and
17,000.
Oh no, that's way back. Big points, Joe. Good points for trying.
$26 and
You were just
to the
talking about
billion.
you
Become a
never done
millionaire.
it takes
Million
longer.
downstairs.
You're gonna be a
All
billionaire.
right.
Talk about it anymore.
Interchangeable.
Money's yeah, okay, I did say that too. Very good. Alright, so the whole concept of getting to your goal is you gotta commit. I'm just gonna go back to what I know, right? I'm starting at the beginning. You commit to being successful in your business and understand that you've got to get good at these three skills. You've got to get good at controlling your time. Lead time! Thank you. Mel, all you
I
need to
said leave.
Yeah,
you know, you didn't say it the way Mel's eyes said it, Josh. Because that was where my trigger was. I was sitting there and we had the conversation. So lead time is, it's
So
weird
you're
how it
talking
works,
about
right?
hiring. If you never hired before, it takes longer.
Yeah.
That's
You just
what I
want
meant,
points.
yeah.
All right, guys. This is Amy. Amy McMurray. She's a millionaire in the making. She's going to buy a bunch of real estate. Give Amy a round of applause. She just needed the credit.
What did she
I'll
say?
take it.
What did she say?
I said lead time, but he wasn't listening to me.
Yeah, she wanted me to hear her say it.
That's okay.
So I
Yeah.
got you. So lead time. It is a real thing. And if you're not experienced in your business that you want to jump into, you've got a lead time to learn it. There's, again, the outliers. You got 10,000 hours to become a master. So if you have hours, anybody ever been to college before? Or heard of it, and you understand like how the credits work? So, ever try to like transfer from one college to another college, or transfer from one course to another course, and then find out some of your credits don't count for shit?
No way.
They're like, all right, exactly. And then you discover like, oh man, like I went and took all these prereqs that I didn't need.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that in life too. It's crazy, right? When you get on this journey, you want to pick something, especially for the older guys, the people who've lived for a long time. I'm pointing at myself as if I've lived for a long time. I'm just building rapport. This is building rapport.
Yeah.
The sales guys get it.
Deflection.
So, yes. So for us bolder gentlemen, right? Well, not you, Rich, but it'll come to
I
you
think
too.
you both be millionaires, right?
Right, exactly. So for people who've been on this planet a little bit longer, you've acquired skills. So to go and change into a new career would be foolish unless you could bring a lot of those credits transfer over.
Okay.
Sales skills, phenomenal, they never go bad. Always learn sales. You can't miss out if you're learning good sales. Marketing skills don't go bad. Well, they get outdated, but you keep updating, right? Once you know the principles, it's very easy to continue. Business skills don't go bad. You're going to need those as you continue. Accounting skills, you need them regardless of where you get. If you can't do adding and subtracting, minus and division, build that skill. That's where the money is, right? Money is just math, but it's simple math. It's not complex. We're not doing physics here. It's just, if this guy gives me this much and I get this much, I get this much, right? Or I lost, actually, in that case. So if somebody gives me more than I did than I invested to make it, I've made money, right? That's all it is. That's the math. And then you take the multiplier, the X thing, and you say, can I do this 10 times? Can I do this 100 times? And there's 1,000 times, however many times it takes to get to that level of success. So if you're young, like Dowden, please just pick the business that gets you richest fastest. Don't waste time on other stuff. We'll all tell you it's real estate. Just buy real estate, flip it a couple times, and get rich, right? Become very good at sales, selling yourself, selling your principle and your concept, because you're going to need investors. Because if you do it by yourself, it could take you a very long time. But if you use other people's money, you can be a millionaire in a year. It doesn't take a very long process. In fact, I made $1 million with one transaction. You guys have all heard of the condos, right?
Yeah.
I've bragged about the condos. In real estate, we make our money on the purchase because it's about net worth. What's net worth dictated by? How much you have. So the day you close on real estate, you've made your money. Does that make sense?
How did you find that deal?
Here in the room teaching. I know.
Right.
Wonder why I do it, right?
So was somebody here that was selling those units?
Somebody here knew somebody who was selling those units.
Is that the one where you did it at New Bedford?
Incognito in Bedford, yep.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
didn't-
Kenny. Appreciate you, brother. You made me a multimillionaire. You're the man. In one fell swoop, $2 million business. That's what that was. A $2 million business for $900,000. And so, instant millionaire. Just boom. You could do that. I will tell you, the process to do that takes a lot of guts. And it takes a lot of fortitude. You've got to build over time. This is that lead time we're talking about, where your skill set, mindset, getting into it, thinking you're worthy of it, thinking you can negotiate these deals. But I'm telling you, the sooner you move through it, there is no time restraint on how to get rich. There's no time restraint on being worthy of it. You come out of the womb worthy. You just don't know it yet. And society tells you otherwise. And everybody around you says, well, 40,000 is good. If you make 70, you're freaking rich, right? 120, you're doing well, right? You're earning $250,000, man, you must be balling out. Well, not if you're not worth anything. If it's just income, it's just income. Sorry, fair to say? So, you're born worthy, but then you gotta unlearn a lot of crap. There's a lot of stuff that got put in there that just didn't belong. And being successful from nothing, from broke to a quarter, broke to $1 million, broke to 10 million, is all about unlearning the stuff that doesn't work.
It's a mindset too.
It's all mindset.
Believe what you can do.
All mindset. Yep. John.
What are you live on right now?
What am I live on?
Yeah,
Facebook, bruh.
I want to send the link to my friends.
You should. That's what good friends do. Good friends help their friends get rich.
How do I find this?
It's my business page.
Okay. Which is,
So type in Walter Morello, which is on that banner. Type in Walter Morello in Facebook, and you'll see my business page. You'll see my personal page. My personal page is boring. My business page is where all the money is.
thank you.
And the reason I did that is because everybody who's in business, and I'll give sidestep, right? Everybody who's in business tells you build a business page, right, David? Don't build a business page if you're in sales. Only build a business page if you want to pay for ads. David's business is based on that, so it makes sense. But if you want to get rich, a business page is a waste of time. Relationships are how you get rich, and your personal page will do that. A business page is very easy to build new relationships if you spend the money. Relationships like this, how much did I pay you to be here? Oh, no kidding. Really? How much would you pay me to be here?
I was going to pay you $10,000 a year.
See? Thank you. I'll take it!
I thought it was like $800 a month or something.
So, we understand the difference, right, David? With the right energy and the right vision and the right mindset, you can surround yourself with clients who will lift you up to get rich. So a personal page is all you really need. The reason I have a business page is because they only allow 5,000 people on there, and I tend to attract a lot of people, and I couldn't stop that from happening. So the business page allows me to scale, and also I like to boost ads occasionally. And so if I was going to have one space, again going back to the one thing, which you'll notice is a theme, the one thing that'll make you successful, that is the direction I'm going in. Thousands of people to help, because I got to make 100 millionaires. And I know the first 100 people I run into are probably not going to be the ones. Right? We don't have 100 people in the room right now, and I've been in front of almost 5,000 people this year. The numbers speak for themselves. It's like I got to sift through a lot of sand to find the golden nuggets, right? So that's That's the reason the audience has to be big. But for the most part, stick to your personal page. One thing. Unless David's out there marketing for you. In which case you will spend money, but you'll get fast results. And sometimes we want fast results, right, David? Very good. How we doing for time? All right, a little over. You guys are getting something out of this, though?
Yeah.
Valuable? Yes? Okay. We have to wrap it up. We're going to speed this up a little bit. You've picked your business. You've decided you're going to be a millionaire. You've made the commitment that you will be a millionaire. Kevin, yes? Dave? Yes?
Yeah, man.
Sorry. See, okay, guys, look at... Kevin, can you stand up? David, can you stand up?
Yeah.
Can you see why I sometimes in my mind confuse the two gentlemen?
When they're sitting, yes. But when they're standing, no. You shouldn't.
When they're sitting, yes.
It's the caps.
It's they got the same beard, they got the same mindset, they're both hustlers, like they don't care, they're going to be successful, and they're wearing the caps and they're wearing the jackets. They're both Portuguese, so I'm like when you guys are in the room, this is like to me the like Twilight Zone, right? Because normally you're in different classes. So very cool. Give you guys a round of applause. Very cool guys. Hard workers. Very much both on the path to become millionaires. Both doing what it takes. Reading the books, taking the action steps. So very, very proud of you guys. And it's good to have you here.
Thanks.
Even if you showed up late, David.
Great behavior.
Kevin was on time today. Just
Early.
That's right. All right. So, getting back on track, we've committed to the business. You understand that lead time is unacceptable. If you have to learn something new, it's almost better to bring somebody else in at this point, right? Instead of going and learning their skill, bring somebody in. Like, it's okay to pay other people to do what you're not good at. It's okay to give money away because it comes back. As long as you're paying the right people, and as long as I don't like to pay in advance. I like to pay once the service is provided. I don't like hourly. Hourly is a death trap for both you and the employee. Quicksand, yes. Because the employee gets used to a consistent amount and relative amount of work. And then for you, you get sometimes mixed results, but you pay for them regardless. When you pay upon delivery, you've got something worth paying. And that person's done something worth paying. And so you're teaching them how to continue to do things worth more. If somebody makes you $100,000, are you willing to pay them 10?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If they brought you $100,000, you willing to pay them 10? Yes?
Yep.
I agree with you. That's how my model works. You bring me something I'm going to make $100,000 on, I'm going to pay you 10. Does that make sense? That fair?
I want to raise.
Yeah, of course. Then go get me $1 million. I can cut that check any day, right? That's how this works. All across your business. When I hire real estate agents, you know the first thing I say is, are you ready to be broke until you're successful, until you're good at it? Are you ready to 3 to 6 months, right, Andrew? I told you when you're a kid, 3 to 6 months so you're making money. Are you willing to put 3 to 6 months into this business to finally turn it around? He's clearly still here. Go ahead, Rich.
Damon John's book, Power Broke.
Power Broke. Phenomenal book.
Unbelievable. It's
Yep.
absolutely.
That's not the book of the day. But go
I
ahead.
didn't mean it that way, but it's actually a great thing to learn from the very bottom, to be a vision and be motivated, and fail twice as fast to get to where you need to be.
Fail faster.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fail faster. Stay in your business, but fail faster. Like, be polarizing. Move quick. I don't care if you're moving in the right direction or the wrong. Just move. Move faster, and you'll find out quicker whether you've been in the right or wrong direction. Right? Now, don't do it twice, because that's foolish, right? But do the things that make sense and get deeper into the path. Cut out the lead time by doing the things that are in line with what you've already learned.
Improve upon it.
And improve upon the things you've already done. Yes. So you've got to pick the business and pick the side of the business. There's two sides of every business. There's the front end and the back end. If you're not a front end person, don't pretend to be. Find somebody who is. And if you're not a back end person, don't pretend to be. Pay somebody for it. Just make sure that you're paying them upon delivery. What's the question?
What's back mean? Is that the back room where people do things to work?
That's the perception, yes. So back end is, there's two types of people. You've got salespeople, drivers, people who make things happen, and you've got delivery person, right? There is me, the salesperson, the acquisitions, bringing in money, bringing in property, and then there's my property manager who handles it. right? There is me on the.
It's like the back office, basically.
It's the back office. It's customer service, right? You've got sales and you got customer service. And if you put customer service before sales, your business is dead, doomed.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to die. Sales always comes first. So if if you're a customer service person, good. You're going to create a great product. Find yourself a salesperson, and you don't pay them until they sell your great product. Does that make sense? And if you find somebody who can't sell your product, find somebody who can. And don't pay them until they do. Everything should be paid upon delivery. When you've delivered your service, you pay. You get paid. Fair to say. Yes. I know in digital marketing, we take money up front and we spend it and we hope a return comes. You're selling the perception. Once the person buys the perception, then you've made your money. Does that make sense? It's a tough one.
I'm not here to argue with you.
Yeah, I hear you, Dave. Digital marketing is a tough one because, and that's one of the reasons I have a hard time spending it, is because it's so hard to track whether it's working or not. But when you sell it as I'm getting your brand out there, I'm making more people know about it. You're not guaranteeing sales. You're guaranteeing awareness, eyes, attention.
See, but business owners don't love that, and that's why I prefer to get paid on performance. A, because I'm a performer.
Well, because you're bringing leads through, right?
Right, and
that's
B,
true.
because it's something that a business owner can trust and understand.
Yeah, and you have to adjust to your business. This is something he's learned. There was lead time there. I'm gonna get you, Helen. I'm gonna get you. There's lead time there, and that costs you time. It costs you, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Not trying, we're avoiding it. Very good. Give David a round of applause. Good stuff. So your mission is identify your strengths in the business. Are you front end or your back end? Do you like, and everybody likes people and everybody hates people. So when I say this, what I'm referring to is, could you be in front of 100 people every day and get burned out? Or not burned out, right? Which is your strength? Could you be in front of a computer all day and get burned out or not get burned out? You pick your poison and then commit to the one and then find the other one. They don't have to be business partners. That's the path I've chosen, but they could be employees, they could be colleagues, they can be I have agents, right? Agents are better at customer service and driving than I am. I am absolutely phenomenal at bringing in agents and training agents, but I don't like talking to the end client. I discovered that early on. I don't actually like talking to the seller and the buyer of the property. Phenomenal. I will give the concept real quick, a 15-minute conversation. I'm very happy. Honestly, 5 minutes, but I'll do the 15, right? But after that conversation, I don't ever want to hear from them until they're successful and rich, right? That's why I do trainings, because I get everybody all in one shot. We can answer a whole bunch of questions afterwards, and then the team is out there doing their job, making you guys rich. Does that make sense? Do what you're good at. Hire out what you're not good at. And don't be ashamed that you don't like the things that everybody else says you should like, right? I'm a real estate agent, right? I'm a real estate investor. But I do not like showing property. Never have. Never enjoyed it. Did it because I had to, right? Even my own properties, I don't care where my properties are, what they are, how they're operating. Hold on. Care about how they're operating. But Ron will ask my business partner, he's like, hey, do you want to go see the building? I don't give a shit about the building. Is it working or is it not? Is everything fixed and the tenants are happy? Perfect. If there's something wrong, fix it. I don't care to be in the, me being in the building is only gonna be, I'm gonna be like, okay, then it's fix. And if it's not done, I'm gonna be extremely upset, right? That's it. That's all me going into a building is. You could go through the building and do exactly the same thing. I'm aware of that, right? This makes sense? There's no reason for me to go there because I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this needs to be fixed, fix it. So be okay with that. Be okay with doing what you're the best at and hiring people who are the best at doing those other things, right? You know what I'm really good at? I look at the numbers, I identify whether a property is worth buying, and then I say, let's go get it. And then I go to somebody else and I say, look what I'm buying. You want to lend money on this? And then they say yes, and I'm done. Ron handles the rest. from that point forward, I'm not talking to the banks. I may high five my attorney only because I like him. But like, it's only a friendship. Like, I don't want to be involved with, hey, Mike, can you make the quitclaim deed this way? And, oh, we got to make sure the dates are this. Like, I just want to hang out with my buddy. And that's me being real. Be your genuine, authentic self. Don't think you have to do everything. Now, you should do everything and then teach the stuff you're not good at. Learn it, do it, teach it. Yes?
Yeah.
Good stuff? You guys are all gonna be millionaires?
Yeah.
Excellent. I like it. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's principle 2. Principle 2 is make sure your business is a $1 million business. If anything we went through today, you can go back and watch the video on Facebook. Please do share the video. I'm building 100 millionaires because I want to be a billionaire. I'm on the path, right? And every single one of you should be on that path with me. Help me get you rich. Help me help you. Let's all get rich together. Guys, when you have a choice, always work with the best. Cheers.